Across the sacred land of Bharata, countless enlightened souls have walked among humanity, gifted with divine wisdom. They reminded the world of life's eternal truths: devotion, compassion, selfless service, and the universal brotherhood of all humanity. Whenever humanity longed for hope, whenever hearts searched for truth, these great souls returned, age after age, to awaken the light within us. Among these timeless masters, one radiant soul appeared in the 20th century, Master Ekkirala Krishnamacharya. Known to millions with love and reverence, simply as Master EK. This is not merely the story of one extraordinary man. It is the story of a timeless light. A light that continues to awaken humanity. This is the inspiring journey of Master EK. On August 11th, 1926, in the peaceful coastal town of Bapatla, in Andhra Pradesh, India, a remarkable child was born. He was born to Shriman Anantacharya and Srimati Buchchama, a family deeply rooted in wisdom, faith, and service. The child was named as Krishnamacharya. Sri Anantacharya was a respected scholar of the Vedas, a gifted healer, and a devoted follower of Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Anantacharya had 4 children. His eldest son was Krishnamacharya, who would later become lovingly known to the world as Master EK. Instead of going to a regular school, Anantacharya's children learned at home under the loving guidance of their father. He introduced them to the timeless wisdom of Sanatana Dharma. Day by day, he guided them through the sacred Vedas, the Upanishads, and many other ancient scriptures. His lessons were more than just reading books. He helped them understand the deeper meaning of life, truth, duty, and compassion. When Krishnamacharya was just 7 years old, something remarkable happened. One day, a few visitors from the Brahma Samaj came to meet his father, Sri Anantacharya. They believed that God has no form and can be worshipped everywhere. They had a thoughtful discussion with Sri Anantacharya about the nature of God. After the conversation, Sri Anantacharya asked young Krishnamacharya to take the guests on a tour of the village. The boy happily showed them the important places. When they came near a temple, he warmly invited them inside. The visitors smiled and said, "We do not enter temples. We believe God is everywhere, so we do not need a temple to find him." The 7-year-old boy listened carefully. Then, with innocence and wisdom, he asked, "If God is everywhere, then isn't God in the temple too? Why should anyone hesitate to enter it?" The visitors were surprised. They had no answer. They were amazed that such deep understanding came from a child so young. When they returned, they said to Sri Anantacharya, "There is a great light in your son." Even as a child, Krishnamacharya's wisdom shone brightly, touching everyone who met him. When Krishnamacharya was 13 years old, his life took a painful turn. His beloved mother passed away. Even at such a young age, he accepted great responsibility. He lovingly cared for his 3 younger brothers, looking after them with the same affection and care that a mother would. From his father, Krishnamacharya learned the ancient science of Ayurveda. More importantly, he learned that healing is an act of love and service. After completing his matriculation, the equivalent of today's 10th standard, Krishnamacharya joined college to continue his higher studies. But his learning did not end in the classroom. He explored books on Tantra, mantra, astrology, and many other ancient spiritual and esoteric sciences. His thirst for knowledge was endless. Along with these studies, he also discovered a special gift. Even at a young age, Krishnamacharya showed remarkable talent as a poet. His words carried beauty, wisdom, and deep spiritual insight, touching the hearts of those who heard or read them. By the age of 21, Krishnamacharya had completed his postgraduate degree. Soon afterward, he married Srimati, Appamma, who became his life partner. He then began his career as a Telugu lecturer at a college in Guntur. As a young couple, they rented a modest house and started their new life together. In that home, Krishnamacharya set aside a small room for meditation and prayer. It became a quiet place where he spent time in deep reflection, spiritual practice, and communion with the divine. Srimati Appamma. She welcomed every visitor with the warmth and affection of a mother. No one who came to their home felt like a stranger. Her kindness, simplicity, and loving care touched everyone. Out of deep respect and affection, people lovingly called her Akkayagaru, meaning respected elder sister. Together, Master EK and Akkayagaru created not just a home, but a place where love, wisdom, and service became a way of life. Krishnamacharya had always shared a deep connection with the Gayatri mantra, often called the Song of the Vedas. Inspired by this devotion, he purchased a picture of Goddess Gayatri and placed it in his meditation room. Every day, he sat before the image in prayer and deep meditation. About a month later, something unusual began to happen. Whenever he closed his eyes during meditation, he started seeing a different image. At first, he could see only the lower part of a person dressed in a silk dhoti. The vision remained steady and clear. As the days passed, more details appeared. The lower half revealed a strong and dignified figure, while the upper part seemed to resemble Gayatri Mata. With each meditation, the image became clearer and more complete. Slowly, the entire form was revealed. At last, another face appeared. It was the face of Master CVV. His presence was majestic and magnetic. For Krishnamacharya, this was not merely a vision. It was the beginning of a sacred connection that would deeply influence the course of his spiritual journey. Krishnamacharya had never seen this person before. He did not know who the radiant figure was. Yet, every time he meditated, the same peaceful presence appeared before him. Slowly, that divine form became familiar. A few days later, Krishnamacharya visited Sri Raja Gopala Rao in the village of Gudavali. That evening, he was invited to attend the family's daily prayer at 6 o'clock. As he entered the prayer room, something caught his attention. On the wall was a portrait of a great master. Krishnamacharya was astonished. It was the very same person who had been appearing to him during meditation. As the prayer began, everyone bowed with reverence. Sri Raja Gopala Rao gently said, "Namaskarams, Master CVV." The moment Krishnamacharya heard those sacred words and closed his eyes, a powerful vibration moved through his spine. It felt like a gentle stream of divine energy flowing through his entire body. In that instant, he realized that the mysterious figure who had been guiding him in meditation was Master CVV. From that day onward, a profound inner connection began. Master CVV appeared to him in deep meditation, guiding him with wisdom, inspiration, and silent teachings that would shape the rest of his life. Master EK and his wife were blessed with 4 sons and 2 daughters. Just as his own father had lovingly guided him, Master EK personally guided his children from an early age. As they grew, they continued the tradition of learning, service, and spiritual practice. As part of the divine plan unfolding in his life, Krishnamacharya received an invitation from the Theosophical Society in Guntur. They asked him to give a talk on the symbolism of the Mahabharata. After his visit, he spent some time in the society's library. As he looked through the shelves, one book immediately caught his attention. Its title was The Secret Doctrine, written by Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. At once, he remembered seeing his father reading the very same book many years before. The book explored the deep connection between science, religion, and philosophy, revealing how they all point toward the same universal truth. Filled with curiosity, Krishnamacharya gently asked, "May I borrow the secret doctrine for some time?" The librarian smiled and replied, "Of course, you are most welcome." He did not yet realize that opening this book would become another important step in the remarkable spiritual journey that lay ahead. Krishnamacharya took the secret doctrine home and eagerly began reading it. The book was filled with profound ideas and many unfamiliar terms. Although he read with great interest, he found it difficult to understand. Late that night, at around 1 o'clock, he closed the book and decided to step outside for a cup of coffee. As he finished his coffee and walked back home through the quiet streets, something unexpected happened. An elderly man with long grey hair and a flowing beard approached him. The old man looked at him gently and said, "My son, I am hungry. Would you be kind enough to offer me some food?" Without a moment's hesitation, Krishnamacharya replied, "Certainly, sir. Please come with me." Together they went to a nearby place to eat. As the old man enjoyed his meal, Krishnamacharya observed him carefully. Though his clothes were simple and worn, there was something extraordinary about him. To his surprise, the old man spoke fluent English with remarkable clarity and grace. As they sat together, the old man looked at Krishnamacharya and asked, "So, you are reading the secret doctrine, aren't you?" Krishnamacharya was stunned. He had never met this man before. How could a stranger know what book he had been reading? He looked at the old man in silent amazement. After they finished their meal and stepped outside, the old man said, "Before you read the secret doctrine, read the Bhagavad Gita first." Krishnamacharya respectfully replied, "Sir, I have already studied the Bhagavad Gita. I even know all 700 verses by heart." But the old man spoke again, this time with quiet authority. "Read the Bhagavad Gita once more, before reading the secret doctrine." His words were not merely a suggestion. They carried the strength of a command. Krishnamacharya accepted the instruction with humility. He returned home and began reading the Bhagavad Gita again, from the first chapter to the last, without interruption. This time, something extraordinary happened. As he read, the deeper meaning of the Gita unfolded before him. He was blessed with a magnificent inner vision. He saw the divine plan, the sacred work carried out through the hierarchy of masters of wisdom guiding humanity across the ages. He also glimpsed Lord Krishna's plan for the present age, the Kali Yuga. The experience filled his heart with wonder, joy, and deep inspiration. From that moment onward, he understood that every great scripture reveals its deepest wisdom only when the time is right and the seeker is ready. The very next night, Krishnamacharya returned to the same restaurant, hoping to meet the mysterious old man again. He quietly drank a cup of coffee and waited. Then he walked along the nearby streets, looking around with hope. But the old man was nowhere to be seen. A little disappointed, Krishnamacharya began walking back home. Suddenly, he felt a gentle hand resting on his right shoulder. He turned around. To his great joy, it was the old man. With a warm smile, the old man said, "The Bhagavad Gita is everything. So far you have understood only a part of it. Now, read the secret doctrine again, beginning with the chapter called Holy of the Holies." Krishnamacharya bowed respectfully and replied, "Thank you, sir." Reading the Bhagavad Gita again has already opened my eyes to a deeper truth. He returned home and followed the old man's instructions. This time, as he read the secret doctrine, the words came alive in a completely new way. Its deeper meanings began to unfold before him. Page after page, the divine plan became clearer. He began to understand the work of the spiritual hierarchy, the great masters of wisdom, who quietly guided the evolution of humanity and all life on earth. After Krishnamacharya completed the secret doctrine, the mysterious old man came to see him one more time. This meeting was unlike anything before. The old man did not enter through the door. He appeared to pass effortlessly through the wall and stood before him. His appearance had completely changed. The simple, poorly dressed traveler was gone. Now he looked radiant, noble, and full of divine light. His presence filled the room with peace and dignity. Looking at Krishnamacharya with great compassion, he said, "You have been chosen for a great work. Master Jupiter has begun working through you. We have a sacred plan to carry out, and I will reveal it to you step by step." Then he continued, "This work will require many years of dedication. The path ahead will not be easy. It will demand courage, patience, and selfless service. Remember, those who work for the divine plan often face many challenges. Yet every difficulty becomes a step toward a higher purpose." Finally, the radiant master asked, "If you are willing, come and join us in this work." Krishnamacharya listened with deep humility. He knew this was no ordinary invitation. It was a sacred call to dedicate his life to serving humanity and fulfilling a higher purpose. From that moment, his life entered a new chapter, one guided by the wisdom of the masters and the unfolding of the divine plan. From 1953 to 1965, Krishnamacharya lived a life of quiet discipline. He never spoke about his inner spiritual experiences. Every morning, he began the day with prayer and worship. Every evening, he shared the timeless wisdom of the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Bhagavad Gita, helping people understand their deeper meaning. During this period, he was guided by a spiritual master known as M.N., lovingly called the Little Master in the yoga of Master CVV. Krishnamacharya days and nights followed two different paths. By day, he was a dedicated college lecturer, teaching his students with sincerity. By night, he became a devoted seeker, receiving profound spiritual instruction. He was guided into the deeper mysteries of occult wisdom, spiritual astrology, spiritual psychology, and the hidden science behind sound, color, numbers, and symbols. His gentle smile, deep wisdom, and selfless service touched countless hearts. Gradually, people began to affectionately call him Master EK.